Technology database. TechDB support and area roughing in 5-axis. In CAMWorks 2009, we had added new functionality for the area roughing of an impeller. In CAMWorks 2010, we have added these parameters to the technology database. This now allows you to save the default settings in the technology database. Settings such as rotation about z-axis, step over, and other parameters. SQL Server Express support for the technology database. Starting from CAMWorks 2010 and onwards, Microsoft Access Forms can connect to SQL Server 2005 or SQL Server 2005 Express on the back end, thereby providing client-server support. This accommodates larger companies who have many users sharing the same technology database. Since the connectivity is SQL-based, you will notice a performance improvement as well. Finally, using SQL Server, network administrators can create automatic backups of the technology database in a more standardized method. Wire EDM. Observe top and bottom lead-in for 4-axis EDM. This new option in Wire EDM will help you calculate the entry point of one curve with respect to another curve in a 4-axis Wire EDM operation. The option is entry point, and the checkbox is minimize side angle. So you can see from the image on the left, where this minimize side angle is checked, the entry point of one curve is calculated with respect to another curve in a 4-axis Wire EDM operation. And on the right, where the minimize side angle is unchecked, the entry point of one curve is independent with respect to another curve. So let's see this with the help of an example file. Notice the minimize side angle is unchecked. And now, when I check minimize side angle, the entry point of one curve is calculated with respect to another curve. Multi-axis impeller machining. This new tilt option will give users who are machining impellers in multi-axis machining more control. You can see that a new option in the Axis Control tab has been added, which allows greater control while machining impeller blades. These options are available when tool axis is set to tilted relative to impeller. Blend spiral. This new option will apply the spiral motion to the entire toolpath or only the links joining the passes. When the pattern is selected as spiral, every slice except the last will be trimmed by a specified distance. The trim slice will connect with the following slice in a spiral move. Here's a good example of a blend spiral strategy. You can see the pattern is set to slice. The direction I'm going to set to spiral. Blend spiral a long distance with a value of 300 thousandths. Regenerate the toolpath and view the results. Transformation of toolpath. In CAMWorks 2009, we added an enhancement whereby you can rotate the multi-axis toolpath. But what if the toolpath has to be rotated about an axis as well as transformed by a certain distance? Well, in CAMWorks 2010, we have added two new options to accommodate this: transform start distance and transform step distance. Transform start distance is the transformation distance for the first toolpath instance, and the transform step distance is the transformation distance for the rotated toolpath instance. So let's demonstrate this with the help of an example file. In this example, the surfaces are rotated along an axis, and you have the multi-axis toolpath generated on one feature, and it can be rotated along an axis. But what if the toolpath needs to be rotated along an axis as well as transformed? Well, we'll use this new option. The transform start distance will be kept as a 0 value since we don't want to transform the first toolpath. And the transform step distance will be input as 135 millimeters. Now you can see the toolpaths are rotated as well as transformed. Ignore small contour in rest roughing. This new option works in a similar manner as in 3-axis operations. You can restrict the entry of the tool in small segments that may result during rest machining. When rest machining is selected from a STL file or from work in process, then you will be able to filter small sections from the final output. Thank you for taking time to view the new features and functionalities in CAMWorks 2010.